There is a lively debate within the online historical community about self-improvement and leading virtuous lives. However, one noticeable gap in this discussion is the absence of dialogue regarding the negative habits we may already possess. Epictetus once emphasized two particularly troublesome vices that stand out from the rest: a lack of persistence and a lack of mastery over our higher selves. He underscored the importance of persistence and resistance in our pursuit of a righteous life. Living virtuously requires an unwavering commitment to doing what's right, even when our motivation wanes. It also involves cultivating new, beneficial behaviors that enhance our character. Building good habits is no simple task, so perseverance is key. Additionally, resistance plays a crucial role as it involves steering clear of temptations and harmful habits that can undermine our well-being. In this video, we will delve into 6 common daily habits that we should avoid if we want to lead fulfilling and joyful lives. But before we begin, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel to join our community and explore more life-changing content. Now, let's start with a powerful Stoic quote. Seneca once said, "We often complain about the brevity of our days, yet our actions suggest we believe we have an endless supply of time." Let me take you back to a time when I was ensnared by one of the most common and destructive habits of all: procrastination. Like many others, I used to be a chronic procrastinator. It was as if I had a secret alliance with tomorrow, an unwritten agreement that I could always put off important tasks until the next day. I thought I had all the time in the world, that the days would stretch on endlessly, waiting for me to get my act together. But little did I realize the profound truth behind Seneca's words. He once said, "We often complain about the brevity of our days, yet our actions suggest we believe we have an endless supply of time." Those words struck me like a bolt of lightning one fateful day. I had been squandering my most precious asset, time, on fruitless pursuits and trivial distractions. I was living in a state of blissful oblivion, completely unaware of the fact that life is, in fact, fleeting. It was as if I had been sleepwalking through my own existence, allowing the sands of time to slip through my fingers. The realization struck me like a tidal wave crashing onto the shore. There was no guarantee that I would be here tomorrow. None of us have that assurance. The brevity of life is an inescapable truth, and it was time for me to confront it head-on. I started to question the wisdom of my procrastination and my habit of postponing important tasks for the future. What if the future I was banking on never arrived? What if the opportunities I kept pushing to tomorrow were lost forever? The stark reality was that I had been cheating myself, trading the precious moments of today for a vague promise of tomorrow. Life was moving forward, and I was standing still, buried in a pile of incomplete to-do lists and missed opportunities. It was time for a change, a transformation. I began to treat time with the seriousness it deserved. I started to see each day as a gift, a chance to to do something meaningful, to make a difference, to grow and learn. I realized that I needed to seize the present moment, for it was all I had. This shift in mindset didn't happen overnight. It took effort, discipline, and a commitment to change. I began by setting clear goals and prioritizing my tasks. I tackled my procrastination head-on, breaking down tasks into smaller, manageable steps. I held myself accountable, knowing that every moment I wasted was a moment I could never get back. And you know what happened? As I started to take action and truly embrace the value of each passing second, I began to experience a profound transformation in my life. The satisfaction of completing tasks promptly, the joy of making the most of every day, and the sense of purpose that came with it were more rewarding than any temporary procrastination-induced escape. I learned that the Stoics were right. Time is our most valuable asset, and it's a finite resource. There's no guarantee that we'll be here tomorrow, but we can make the most of today. It's a lesson that has shaped my life, a lesson that I carry with me as a reminder to live each day as if it were my last. So, as you go about your day, think about how you're spending your time. Are you squandering it on fruitless pursuits? Or are you making the most of every precious moment? Embrace the wisdom of the Stoics, and don't wait for tomorrow to do what can be done today. Time is a gift, and it's up to us to unwrap it and savor every second. Let's dive into the advice we can learn from the Stoics to help us steer clear of these common negative habits and lead a more fulfilling life. Stop wasting your life. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once delved deep into the contemplation of life's duration. He painted a vivid picture of the human condition, an image that has resonated through the ages. His conclusion was stark but profound. Many of us merely exist, going through the motions of life rather than truly living it. How often have you found yourself trapped in the monotony of everyday existence, lost in the routines and obligations, and perhaps even numb to the passage of time? It's a trap that's all too easy to fall into. The demands of modern life, the constant distractions, and the allure of procrastination can lull us into a false sense of security. We convince ourselves that there will always be time to chase our dreams, embark on that adventure, or nurture our passions. We live as if we have an infinite supply of tomorrows, but that's where the fallacy lies. Time is not an infinite resource. It's, in fact, the most finite and precious asset we possess. Each day and each moment that passes is a day we'll never get back. The brevity of our days is a universal truth, one that transcends culture, age, and background. To lead a fulfilling life, we must start treating time with the utmost seriousness and respect it deserves. We need to cherish each moment, not as something to be squandered, but as a gift that should be unwrapped and appreciated to the fullest. Consider the things that truly matter to you, your dreams, your relationships, your personal growth, and your well-being are among the most precious aspects of life. These are the things that give our existence depth and meaning. Yet how often do we procrastinate on these vital pursuits, choosing instead to lose ourselves in distractions and trivialities? It's time for a change. It's time to awaken the preciousness of time. Embrace the wisdom of Seneca and remind yourself that every day you have is an opportunity, a chance to take steps towards living a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Approach your time with intention, set clear goals, and prioritize what truly matters to you. Recognize that the time you spend on what's important is an investment in your happiness and well-being. And as you make that shift, you'll find that the moments you spend living with purpose are the ones that fill your life with genuine fulfillment. The next essential step is to embrace these mistakes. The Stoics view mistakes as opportunities for growth and self-improvement, rather than getting trapped in a sea of self-recrimination. They recommend that we analyze what went wrong, what led to our actions, and what we can do differently in the future. This forward-looking approach transforms the negative energy of guilt and regret into a catalyst for personal development. In essence, the Stoics encourage a shift from a passive stance, where guilt and regret torment us, to a more proactive stance, where these emotions become teachers and guides on our journey to becoming better individuals. Through this transformation, we not only alleviate the emotional burden we carry, but also use our experiences to build resilience and wisdom. It's important to remember that the Stoics didn't advocate a callous dismissal of wrongdoing or a cold detachment from our actions. Instead, they promoted a balanced and rational approach to dealing with the natural emotions of guilt and regret. By understanding their role in our lives, we can use these emotions to shape our character and live a more virtuous and purposeful existence. So, the next time you find yourself caught in the grip of guilt or regret, remember the Stoic wisdom. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones on your path to personal growth. Embrace your humanity, for it is through our flaws and missteps that we have the opportunity to become better versions of ourselves. Number 3. Stop procrastinating. The Stoics, including eminent philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, held an unequivocal stance against procrastination, viewing it as a pervasive obstacle to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Their insights into the detrimental effects of postponing tasks provide profound guidance for those seeking a more purposeful existence. Procrastination, in the eyes of the Stoics, is not merely a matter of time mismanagement. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the finite nature of time itself. Marcus Aurelius believed that by deferring important tasks, we're essentially disregarding the limited and precious resource that is time. He aptly stated, "You could do something good today, but you choose to do it tomorrow." In these words, he encapsulated the essence of procrastination's folly, the illusion that time is boundless and there's always a tomorrow for our ambitions. Seneca echoed a similar sentiment. He observed that those who perpetually postpone tasks share a common trait. They are forever preparing to begin, never taking decisive action. Procrastination, in Seneca's eyes, is a futile exercise in delay that only prolongs the inevitable and feeds into the cycle of inaction. The Stoics advocated a practical approach to tackling tasks promptly. They saw it as a way to not only respect the limited time we have on this earth, but also as a means of fostering a deeper sense of fulfillment. When you address tasks as they arise, you accomplish two essential objectives. First, by acting promptly, you acknowledge that time is a finite and irreplaceable resource. Every moment that slips by is gone forever. The Stoics implore us to embrace the present, recognizing that it's the only moment in which we can act. Procrastination often brings about feelings of guilt and anxiety. When you put off tasks, there's a constant, nagging sense that you're falling behind. However, by completing tasks promptly, you free yourself from this burden. You earn the gratification of a job well done and allow yourself to fully savor your well-deserved rest. You can relish your downtime without the shadow of unfinished tasks looming over you. This Stoic approach fundamentally transforms the way we perceive our daily responsibilities. It turns them into opportunities for growth and self-fulfillment, rather than burdens to be postponed. It invites us to be proactive, not reactive, in managing our time and tasks. The satisfaction of completing tasks in a timely manner is a powerful motivator to continue this virtuous cycle in a world that often glorifies busyness and delay. The Stoic philosophy serves as a timeless reminder of the value of being present, acting decisively, and living a life that fully respects the precious and limited time we have. It encourages us to cast aside the shackles of procrastination and embrace a more fulfilling and virtuous existence. Number 4. Stop being a slave. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, had a profound understanding of the human condition and the persistent struggles that we face in our pursuit of a more meaningful and virtuous life. Among the fundamental concepts he emphasized was the idea of freeing ourselves from the various forms of enslavement we often fall victim to. He urged us to stop being slaves to our desires, be they driven by lust, greed, ambition, hope, or fear, and to seek true freedom through the mastery of our own minds. In Seneca's view, these desires are often the driving forces behind our actions, and they can lead us into a state of mental enslavement. If left unchecked, lust can lead to reckless behavior, greed can become an insatiable hunger, ambition can blind us to our true values, hope can breed unrealistic expectations, and fear can paralyze our decision-making. These desires, while natural, can ultimately undermine our well-being and hinder our journey towards a fulfilling life. True freedom, according to Seneca, is not found in indulging these desires without restraint, but in mastering our minds and exercising discipline over our impulses. It is the ability to resist the allure of immediate gratification in favor of long-term goals and values. This kind of mental mastery allows us to make rational and virtuous choices, unburdened by the negatives of life. Imagine every task you undertake as an opportunity to showcase your character and your commitment to living virtuously. In this context, it's not just about accomplishing a goal or task. It's about the manner in which you approach it. It's about the intention, effort, and dedication you invest in the process. Every time you embark on a task, whether it's a work project, a personal goal, or a simple daily activity, take a moment to pause and ask yourself if you are giving it your absolute best effort. Are you genuinely committing yourself to the task at hand, or are you merely going through the motions? This moment of reflection is crucial because it connects external action to your internal character. It's an acknowledgement of the Stoic principle that virtue is not about achieving a particular outcome, but about the inner excellence that comes from the act of giving your best. Understanding that you can't control the ultimate outcome of your actions is a fundamental Stoic tenet. Life is inherently uncertain, and external factors often play a significant role in determining the results of your efforts. However, the Stoics encourage us to recognize the distinction between factors we can control and those beyond our influence. You can't control whether you'll always succeed, receive recognition, or attain your desired results, but you can absolutely control your commitment to giving your utmost in every endeavor. This commitment is entirely within your grasp and is the essence of personal responsibility. When you commit to trying your best, you align your actions with your values and principles. You become more resilient in the face of adversity because you understand that your worth is not solely defined by external success or failure. Instead, it's rooted in the consistency and integrity with which you approach life's challenges. The Stoic perspective reminds us that while external circumstances may be capricious, the effort you invest in your pursuits is a reflection of your character. It's an expression of your dedication to living a life of virtue and wisdom. And in this commitment to doing your best, you find a profound sense of fulfillment and authenticity, regardless of the outcomes. The Stoic principle of trying your best extends beyond mere productivity. It's a philosophy for living well. It's an approach to life that guides us to embrace the present moment, act with integrity, and find contentment in the pursuit of excellence. No matter where our efforts may lead, through this practice, we can lead a life that is both deeply fulfilling and true to our core values. Number 6. We do not allow anxiety to rule over you. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, was a master at addressing the inner workings of the human mind and offering profound insight into how we interpret and react to the world around us. One of his central teachings is the idea that external events, in and of themselves, do not inherently disturb us. Instead, it's our judgment, our perception of these events that wields the power to affect our emotional well-being. Consider this for a moment. We often think that it's the external world that directly influences our happiness or distress. But Marcus Aurelius challenges this perspective. emphasizing that our interpretations and judgments about these external events play a far more significant role in determining our emotional state. For example, imagine a rainy day when you had planned to go for a picnic. The external event is the rain, a natural occurrence. It, in itself, is neither good nor bad. However, your judgment might lead you to feel disappointed, upset, and miserable because your picnic was cancelled. In this scenario, it's not the rain that directly causes your distress, it's your judgment of the situation. This insight is pivotal because it provides us with a measure of control over our emotional responses to life's myriad situations. By recognizing that it's our judgments that hold the power, we can learn to make a clear distinction between things that are beyond our control and those that are within our power to influence. The Stoics teach us to focus our efforts and concerns on the things we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses. We have no control over the weather, the behavior of others, or many of life's external circumstances. However, we do have control over how we perceive and respond to these circumstances. When we encounter a challenging situation, by making a clear distinction between the aspects we can influence and those beyond our control, we can often find relief and clarity. It allows us to avoid the emotional turmoil that often accompanies the belief that we can control everything. The Stoic approach encourages a more balanced and rational perspective that can help us navigate life's uncertainties. Moreover, by practicing this discernment, we often discover that the situation isn't as dire as we initially feared. When we approach life with equanimity and wisdom, we can adapt to external events with resilience and a calm mind. The rain that cancelled the picnic is merely a temporary inconvenience and not a life-altering catastrophe. In essence, Marcus Aurelius's teachings guide us to realize that the power of our emotions and reactions lies within us. By making a clear distinction between what is beyond our control and what is within our power, we gain a more profound sense of agency in our lives. We become better equipped to face life's challenges with resilience, tranquility, and a realistic perspective, ultimately leading to a more fulfilled and balanced existence. In the grand tapestry of life, we find wisdom. In the words of the Stoic philosophers, their insights, which have endured through centuries, touch upon the deepest facets of our existence. Today, we've journeyed through the annals of Stoic philosophy, drawing inspiration from the teachings of profound thinkers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus. We've explored the folly of procrastination, the squandering of our most valuable asset, time, and the profound truth that we should seize each moment as if it were our last. We've learnt the art of releasing emotional attachments, understanding that guilt and regret, while natural emotions, should not torment us endlessly. We've delved into the perils of procrastination and the satisfaction that comes from tackling tasks promptly. We've recognized the enslavement of our desires and the path to true freedom through mental mastery and discipline. We've been reminded that the measure of our actions is not the outcomes, but the commitment to trying our best in everything we do. We've learned to make a clear distinction between things beyond our control and those within our power, finding that often situations are not as dire as initially feared. Now, as we conclude this journey, I implore you to take these Stoic lessons to heart. Let them resonate deep within your being. These age-old teachings, rooted in the simplicity of human understanding, hold the power to transform your life. In the grand tapestry of life, you hold the brush. You are the artist of your destiny, and with every choice, you create the strokes that paint your existence. The Stoic philosophers, with their timeless wisdom, offer you a palette of virtues, values, and principles. It's up to you to create the masterpiece of your life. So embrace the profound teachings of the Stoics. Embrace the awareness that time is your most valuable asset, and that each moment is a precious gift. Free yourself from the chains of emotional attachments. Release guilt and regret, and seize the power of living in the present. Break free from the clutches of procrastination. Master your desires and unleash the discipline that lies within you. In every action you undertake, resolve to give your utmost, for it's in these moments that your character shines brightest.